Hello friends, welcome to our video, and in today's video I am going to review the senior Inter-Zonal T20 tournament that conducted last week. Also I will be reviewing the senior T20 trophy, which is the pinnacle of Indian women's domestic cricket. So let's get into the basic info first. The senior Inter-Zonal T20 tournament had been played from November 8 to 16 with 6 teams competing at Lucknow. The group stage was played in a one-time round-robin league format, and the top two teams in the points table locked horns in the final. But so many things happened in the group stage which I am going to unfold here. The central zone, as you can see in the points table, ended up being the undefeated one, as half of the team was comprised of players from the champion Railways side. Also, not so surprisingly, the least experienced side, the Northeast Zone team, couldn't pick up a single win. East Zone could also manage to register their only win in the tournament against the Northeast Zone team. As Railways already reached in the final, winning all their group stage games, the game between South Zone and West Zone became the decider to get the other finalist. Both teams won 3 games each before heading into this game. A South Zone put up a decent score of 123 on the board thanks to the late blitz from the bats of Shikha A, E. Padmaja and Vanka Pooja. West Zone bowlers Shraddha Pokharkar, Chavda and Devika Vaidya took 2 wickets each. And in the virtual knockout game, West Zone eventually came out victorious. Captain Yastika Bhatia led the successful chase with the knock of 64 off 55, and Chavda and Pokharkar's finishing touches sealed the deal for the team West Zone. But the final between the two teams, the Central Zone and the West Zone, was very one-sided. Central Zone bowlers just ran through the West Zone lineup and bundled them out in just 67 runs. Poonam Yadav was the pick of the bowlers with 3 for 11, and both the left-armers, off-spinner Rashi Kanoji and pacer Anjali Sarvani, took 2 wickets each. And the Central Zone team chased it quite comfortably and took the title, the Inter-Zonal T20 title. The scores of the tournament were pretty big. 2 160 plus, 5 140 plus and 150 plus scores had been put up by the teams. So the scores were far better than the senior T20 trophy actually. Let's have a look at the takeaways from the tournament. The conundrum of Nusrat Parween. Runs always don't tell the whole story, and it's again proved in Nusrat Parween's case. No doubt her most number of 50 plus innings in 3 helped her team to put up big scores, as she led the foundation many times with her bat being the opener. But from the Indian team's point of view, from her selection chances point of view, these innings of her won't help her to get her place back in the Indian team. We already have 3 established openers in Mandana, Verma and Meghana in the side, fighting for their place in the final 11. If we talk about keepers, Yastika Bhatia in the ODIs and Richa Ghosh in the T20Is are first choice keepers. So she had to do something special more than accumulating the runs. That's why despite being a leading run scorer, she doesn't offer any competition in the selections, I think. Same goes for Harleen Deol and Yastika Bhatia. They have scored plenty of runs, but it didn't come at a pace that you expect from them. Bhatia was the second highest run scorer, but in only at a strike rate of 106.53. She played a crucial knock against the South Zone, but except that, it wasn't a joyful ride. Harleen Deol wasn't at her finest either and scored 117 run at a strike rate of 106.36. But with the ball, she was quite good and finished the tournament being the third highest wicket taker with 9 wickets. India do need a leg spinner. Will she end up in the Indian squad for the Australia series? Given Hemlatha and Kiran Navgire's poor form, it opens up 2 slots. As a leg spinner, Devika Vaidya also poses a challenge to Deol in the selection of the team. She also took 9 wickets like Deol. She played in the Indian team in 2017-18 and scored some good runs as well. But this time, not as a left-handed top-order bat, but as a leg spinner, she might make her comeback to the Indian team. Speaking of leg spinners, here comes a take on Poonam Yadav's debatable captaincy. As a captain, she has won back-to-back titles now. Being the Railways captain, she got the captaincy of the Central Zone side. But is her captaincy going to offer anything? She is already 31 and far from selections. It seems like she is not in the scheme of things. I feel. And in the Central Zone team, they had Disha Kasat, who was not only the leading run scorer in the senior T20 trophy, but also captained Vidarbha to the semi-finals and eventually lost to Railways there. But she is young, so could be the captain, and Poonam being the vice captain could guide her. They also underutilized Kasat's batting by sending her at 4 and 5 regularly. If not at the opening slot, the third position should have been assigned to her. But despite coming in the lower order, she played some attractive knocks at a brisk rate. Many of you must have seen Jasia Akhter, who got selected in the Women's T20 Challenger in 2019 in the Trailblazers side, but didn't get selected in the playing 11. Jasia Akhter is originally from Jammu and Kashmir and is playing for Rajasthan in the domestics for last few years. She was the second highest run scorer in the senior T20 trophy, and she was part of the victorious Central Zone side and was opening alongside Nusrat Parween. And she was the third highest run scorer in the tournament with 202 runs. She scored at a strike rate of 121.68, and she is an opener. Again, so much competition over there already. And Jasia is 34 and still hasn't made her debut. So the only possibility left is she might be pushed to the lower middle order like Navgire if she gets chance in the team, where you don't have the freedom like in the power play an opener gets, and might not suit her game. Shikha A and Anjali Sarvani are making a strong case to be on the Indian side. The left-arm pacer is having a phenomenal season, being the highest wicket taker in both the senior T20s and zonal T20s. Yes, in terms of numbers and number of wickets, she had the same number of wickets as Rashi Kanogia, 10 wickets. Even this left-arm orthodox has been very consistent in the domestics over the years. But as we already have two quality left-arm off-spinners in the team, like Radha Yadav and Rajeshwari Gaikwad, so it's hard for her to find her place in the side. Now let's get back to the pacers. Sarvani has taken a total of 27 wickets in 2 tournaments in the last 1 month, and she again became the bowler who bowled the most dot balls in this tournament as well, as the previous one, 93. So it has been a key to her success in taking wickets by putting dot ball pressure. As she is a left arm pacer, a natural variety can be added by the Indian team in their pace bowling attack by picking her in the side. She hasn't made her debut, but if she get a chance, 2 series, the Australia series and the Tri series in the South Africa in January, will be enough for her to mold her for the World Cup team, I feel. The veteran Shikha A is gunning for comeback. She not just took 7 wickets in this tournament, but also bowled the most number of maiden overs in this tournament, 3. And I think nothing can replace experience. So she must make her comeback in the place of Meghna Singh at least. I feel Meghna Singh didn't do anything great in the T20s. She is good for the 50 overs, but not in the 20 overs game. She is not that suitable, I feel. Sushma Verma is also another player who is aiming for her comeback to the national side. She was in the North Zone team alongside her closest competitor for her place in the Indian team, Tanya Bhatia. But Tanya had an underwhelming season with the bat. On the other hand, Sushma batted with all guns blazing. She amassed a total of 186 runs in 5 innings with a strike rate of 121.56 and an average of 46.50. She scored the highest individual score in this tournament of 87 in 57 deliveries, including 5 sixes. Technically, she is also the closest keeper to Tanya Bhatia, and with her brilliant season, she is making a strong case to be in the Indian side, being the second choice keeper batter. So, after the zonals, the last and most vital T20 tournament has come before the Australia series, the Senior T20 Challengers Trophy. This is also the last domestic T20 tournament of this year and the last audition for the players to possibly make their cut in India's T20 World Cup side. It has already started on 20th November and the final will be played on Saturday, 26th November. And the bright side has been that both the zonals and the senior T20, even the under 19s, are having afternoon games, which is a great thing. But nothing has been streamed or televised except the senior T20 trophy knockouts in last 2 months of domestic season. The senior T20 challenger won't be streamed or televised, which is a shame because senior challengers is something since 2018 there hasn't been a time it wasn't televised, and this season they completely went backwards. Moreover, Indian selectors can't select teams without any howlers. Players like Minu Mani, who played the most attacking inning of the tournament, and Sneha Deepti, who was the attacking batter of the tournament, couldn't find their place in the Challengers Trophy squads. India A squad has some great players like Disha Kasat, Shriyanka Patil, Saika Ishak, Amanjot Kaur, Anjali Sarvani and Muskan Malik. But then again, the choice of captain and vice captain is debatable. Harleen could be a better choice than Poonam, as I told you why previously. Also, the keepers Nusrat Parween and Shivali Shinde being in the same team is another waste opportunity for other deserving players. India B team has the weakest batting lineup. It's heavily dependent on Deepti and Shafali. It has some good bowlers like Devika Vaidya, Simran Dil Bahadur and Arundhati Reddy. India C team has a very strong batting lineup in Meghana, Priya Punya, Richa Ghosh and Tarannum Pathan. In bowlers, they have brilliant pacers like Pooja Vastrakar, Komal Zanzad, Saranya Gadwal. Also, the left-arm orthodox Rashi Kanojia. But in place of Priya Punya, I highly would have liked Sneha Deepti to be there. India D will be captained by Sneharana and the strongest team on paper, which is quite evident. It has a stacked top order of Yastika, Jemima, Jasia Akhter, Ashwani Kumari, Hemlata. Also keeper Sushma Verma and fiery pacers like Shikha Pandey, Renuka Singh Thakur, Shraddha Pukharkar, all in one team, and including Rajeshwari Gaikwad was the icing on the cake. Day 1 and Day 2 have already been taken place when I am recording this video. So here are the highlights of the Day 1 and Day 2. First of all, in Day 1, as I said earlier, despite their consistent contributions, Shinde and Parween playing in the same team are not ideal because of their playing style. But Harleen played a great fiery knock of unbeaten 51 in 30 balls. Sahana Pawar was the pick of the bowlers for them with 3 wickets. Pooja's lone fight of 61 of 38 couldn't bring the desirable win for India C as they lost by 34 runs. In the second match, India B got all out in just 80 runs. Thanks to the India bowlers Gaikwad, Rana and Thakur, Jasia yet again flexed her muscle in the chase and tonked a blistering 56 not out of 36 to register a thumping 10-wicket victory. Day 2 has been brilliant for the Indian national players, especially. Deepti Sharma led the India B charge with her 4 for 15 and bundled out India A in just 110, and Shafali Verma dominated the chase. She was kind of struggling for big runs in recent times, but proved her mettle and smashed an unbeaten 91 of 52 deliveries. For India D, Yastika Bhatia too played a spectacular knock of 99, missed a deserving turn by one run just. Have a look at both of their wagon heels of their innings, and India D bowling lineup was too good for the India C team. Renuka Singh was the pick of the bowlers with 3 for 27, but more or less this will be the Indian bowling lineup. Just swap Pokharkar with Pooja and add Deepti here, and this will be India's ideal bowling lineup. Shikha Pandey is definitely knocking the door of the selectors hard time and again with such performances. So that's it from my side. I will be bringing a wrap of this Challengers Trophy. Stay tuned for that, and for more video, do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.